Hey there, welcome to the second video in the CD update series that I recently started. Yeah, these, again, I might have explained this in my previous video. These are CDs that I pick up at Goodwill. I play them in the car because that's the only time I really have time to play CDs. If I like them, I mean, I'm gonna keep them anyway, but if I keep them digitally, by the way. But if I really like them, I might keep the CD and then eventually, try to find a vinyl copy of that. But these CDs, all of these are not going to stay in a collection. Let's just say it. They're going to stay digitally. That's all they're going to stay. Let's get started. First one is Sheila E. This is In Romance 1600. It has A Love Bizarre, which is a good track, but at over 12 minutes it overstays its welcome. It's not that good, actually. It's pretty boring and bland, and well, I expected Sheila E to be a lot more funky and a lot more sounding like Prince at this time, but she doesn't, and didn't quite like this. Talking about Prince, this is, I think, the Symbol album of the Love Symbol album. I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's Prince and the New Power Generation. It has Sexy MF on it. Second track. A lot of these tracks are pretty damn good. They're not at the standard of what he did, with Purple Rain and the albums that followed that. But it's a decent album. Enjoyed it. It's not gonna stay in my CD collection, which is really tiny and small. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. This was also a lot of fun. Skid Row, self-titled album, 1989. This is the European press. Most of these are European presses, by the way. This one has Youth Gone Wild, which is an amazing track. But the rest, I like it. It's really good, but it's the standard late 80s hair metal, glam rock, whatever you want to call it, glam metal. And it was fun to listen to. I mean, I remember these guys again from Headbangers Ball on MTV, and finding a CD, that was fun. This is Foo Fighters with There's Nothing Left to Lose. It has a pretty neat fold-out thing. It folds out. Come on. One-handed, this doesn't quite work. See, it folds out pretty neat. But the album, with the exception for the song Breakout, which was their hit of this album, is kind of boring and not so good. Enjoyed it as far as I could enjoy it, but yeah, me and the Foo Fighters were not really getting along, I guess. They look like really decent, fun guys to be around with, but musically, it just doesn't move me. Here we have Self, a American indie rock group. This album is called Breakfast with Girls. There we are. And there we are. It's on DreamWorks, which was the reason why I picked this up. It's around the same time that DreamWorks came out with Eels, their first album. Beautiful Freak, that was it. But it doesn't sound like Eels, it sounds more like Weezer and other bands like Weezer. It was enjoyable, I would say, but I don't know. I'll probably end up picking more Self CDs in the future. They have more, but yeah, it's not killer stuff. It's fun. The next one is something I did not expect to find. This is Mark Hollis's debut solo album from 1998, I believe. Yes, there we are. Mark Hollis is the lead singer of Talk Talk. The reverse sticker on the inside of the crystal, what is it? I forgot. It has a name. Anyway, it's on the inside of this box, and it says, formerly of Talk Talk. I can read backwards and in mirror. And it does sound like later period Talk Talk. The first track is even called Color of Spring, which was one of their album titles. It's really, really beautiful. It's really, really minimalistic and serene. It does get quoted as being one of the first post-rock albums, but I don't hear it. I hear elements of this in post-rock. That's probably it. Sort of like a mixture of this music and Slint. Then you would have post-rock, or at least some of the post-rock out there. But this is not post-rock. This is just beautiful, serene, minimalistic music. It's great stuff. Then we have this album. This is Most Solid Gold with Brand New Testament. I think they're kind of a British religious soul group from the late 90s. This album came out in 2001. This was a lot of fun, actually. I enjoyed this. It's on Chrysalis. And what does that say? Gee, it focuses on it, move it away. Raise Your Hands Records, which sort of tells me this is religious. But yeah, Prince of the New Wave, the first track is really good. Yeah, this is really worth it, you know. Early 2000 sort of funk, soul, Britpop mixture, which is really good. On to the next one. This is Gossip, Music for Man. Heavy Cross was indeed a hit, quote unquote, small hit. I only knew Gossip from Standing in the Way of Control, that song. This is a great mixture of soul, the voice of Bette Ditto, that's Bette Ditto, and that's another dude from Gossip. Bette Ditto's voice is very soulful. The music is that punk funk thing that the Rapture did and LCD Sound System did, but a little more slick, I would say. This is really good. Yeah, this was an entertaining listen, really entertaining listen. On to the next one. I got 3 more. This was okay. This was fun. This is a CD that's apparently worth some money. These Jack Tracks CDs, early house music CDs, are sought after, apparently. This is Future, which is a really good track. Pierre, Fingers Inc. These are all Adonis, mostly Chicago-based house acts. The CD came out, I think, in 88 or 89. It has 12 tracks. All of them are long 12-inch house mixes. Some of the tracks are pretty not that good, and some of the tracks are pretty damn good, especially Future's The Creator. That is a really, really good track. It has acid house in it, and awesome. But overall, mixed bag. If you see him and you are a seller on Discogs and you also sell CDs, pick them up because they're worth some money, but they're not really that brilliant. 2 more. Here we have Jamie Lydell with the album Jim, which is on Warp Records. Jamie Lydell, the album he did before this was big. He kind of exploded, became this blue-eyed soul singer on Warp Records, which surprised me. This album continues that trend. I think the first track, Another Day or Wait for Me. I don't know which one, but there was a smaller hit on here as well, which is, I mean, I love this. This is good retro soul sound that he has. I mean, I like it. So yeah, Jamie Lydell. If you like soul music, if you like modern soul music with a twist, this guy has got a good voice. Check it out. And the last one, a huge disappointment. I don't know what this is called, either Outside or One Dot Outside. But this is Bowie from 1995. I don't know what the hell he does here. There's a couple of tracks on here which I kind of enjoyed. But overall, this was a piece of self-indulgent bullshit. I like Bowie up until 1983. Let's Dance was his last good album for me. After that, everything just, I don't know, didn't like it. It has sort of skits, or at least spoken word things with some music underlying, where he does a dialogue in a crazy ass voice, and it just doesn't make sense. It's probably a concept album, but I didn't get the concept. Some of the tracks are way too industrial, or trying to sound like industrial. Yeah, Bowie, I like his stuff up until 1983, and then, like I said, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. So yeah, I did pick it up because I want to hear it. I want to hear music, and if it's like $1, I'll pick it up anyway. So that's it. Leave some comments if you want. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.